Hello and welcome to today's National Pandemic Update video for Wednesday, October 26th, 2022. Today will feature a lot of weekly state updates, as normally would happen on Wednesdays, but as always we start off with the community transmission map from the CDC. 25.79% of all counties are in high-level transmission. Substantial makes up 36.47% of the counties, moderate makes up 28.46% of the counties, and low transmission makes up 9.28% of the counties. There are two areas that have the highest number of counties in high levels of transmission. That's the Northeast and down here in Puerto Rico. Look at Puerto Rico. There's a lot of little areas in Puerto Rico that are still in high, some substantial, but the majority of Puerto Rico is still in high transmission, as is the majority of the Northeast from Pennsylvania on northward, including Delaware. Alright, moving on to the varying proportions. This will update again on Friday, but let's just run for them real quickly for those who did not, or for those who don't know what the current percentages are. BA.5 is 62.2%, BA 4.6 is 11.3%, BQ.1 is 9.4%, BQ 1.1 is 7.2%, BF.7 is 6.7%, BA 2.75 is 1.6%, BA 2.75.2 is 1.3%, and the old BA.4 hanging on by a thread at 0.4%. Alright, today's cases. So far today, and they did not finish updating here. They didn't, as you can see when you click on daily report or show live data, it still shows yesterday's. But here's today's numbers. 63,387 cases. That's a lot more than yesterday. 544 new deaths. 541,578 tests added today. And hospitalizations. Yes, hospitalizations are continuing to rise. 26,916 people in the hospital. That is up by 578. Currently in the ICU, 3,231. That is also up by 95. Speaking of hospitalizations, let's take a look at the HHS dashboard real quickly, shall we? 27,210 people are reported in the hospital for coronavirus. 3.98% of all beds being used are being used for coronavirus, out of 77.06% of beds being used. Now tomorrow, being Thursday, we will do our video, the new weekly series which we started last week, of hospital capacity. So in other words, we will look for all states that have 80% or more of their hospital beds being used. And I can tell you as of right now, it is slightly down from last week, but who knows? That could change tomorrow. Yesterday there was actually less than today when I looked, so who knows? There are, unfortunately, states that are over 80%, and as you saw last week, Rhode Island was over 90% of all beds being used. Alright, taking a look here at the national map, you can see the central states and now the Great Lakes states are starting to see a significant rise in the number of cases. Same can be said for Tennessee, North Carolina, and South Carolina, and oh my, look what's going on with Louisiana. We'll have to take a look at that. So coming down here, Texas, 3,220 new cases today. And speaking of Texas, let's take a look at their dashboard real quickly. So 6.08% of all tests are turning back positive, but the hospital situation is rather interesting. So here's hospitalization statewide. 1,109 people hospitalized. And that's a significant increase from yesterday. Remember yesterday? Or Monday, I should say, they had 965 people on Monday. Yesterday increased to 1,061. Today, 1,109. So they are going back up again. We'll have to see how long that continues. Continuing on. New York State, 11,021 new cases today, but mind you, that includes reinfections. If you saw my video earlier on New York State, that does include about over 6,000 reinfections. Illinois, 2,404. Pennsylvania, 8,160. And Pennsylvania actually dropped by 14.6% this week. Not buying that because our hospitalizations are still relatively high. North Carolina, 5,900. Georgia, 3,327. New Jersey, 1,000. 755. Tennessee, 5,356. Arizona, 4,800. Virginia, 1,200. Wisconsin, 1,391. Colorado, 752. Louisiana, 1,567. Maryland, 619. Puerto Rico, 979. And Puerto Rico is starting to rise again, up 20.7% week over week. Arkansas, 305. Mississippi, I believe this is a multi-day or weekly total, 1,358. Kansas, 952. Iowa, this is a weekly total, 1,915. Nevada, weekly total, 1,660. New Mexico, 474. West Virginia, 179. Hawaii, this is a weekly number, 1,327. New Hampshire, 136. Delaware, 138. Maine, 252. North Dakota did not report today. Alaska, 379. South Dakota, 719. And Vermont, this is a weekly total, as was South Dakota, by the way, with Vermont having 549 new cases. And we've been watching Vermont. Vermont hospitalizations continue to be higher than last year. Let's go back to Louisiana real quickly, shall we? Let's find out why Louisiana is so much higher. Alrighty, look at this. So here's last week's report on October 20th. And if you notice here, that was a weekly report, 558 cases. All of a sudden today they had a significant increase. There may have been a backlog, there may not have been, but judging off the deaths here, they had 30 deaths today, 2 last week. It looks like this is definitely a backlog. But what's going on with their hospitalizations? What do they show? Hospitalizations in Louisiana are dropping. And it looks like they are still dropping, but slight leveling has occurred. Alrighty. And finally, we're going to take a look at the Walgreens national positivity, which is 27.3%. And like shown in earlier video we did earlier today, the highest area of rising cases is in the central states. Alrighty, thank you for watching this video. My final takeaway for you today is that cases are starting to ramp up again in multiple regions. The central states, in the plains, and in the Great Lakes, and in some of the south. It is very clear that we are headed into our next wave now, and we'll have to just see how this plays out. It'll probably get bigger as time goes on, as we get more of a percentage of the BQ.1 and BQ.1.1 variants. Alright, stay safe everyone, and remember to hit the like and subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching.